Hello relatives! After a couple of weeks away, welcome to this week's Schlagbite for the week December 21st, entitled The General's Yiddish. Among this year's National Caring Award honorees were General Colin Powell and Rabbi Yitzhak Dovid Grossman. I hadn't met either man, hadn't even heard about the rabbi until quite recently. But the General and I share a common history. We were both raised in New York City by working-class immigrant parents, I in the Washington Heights section of Manhattan, surrounded by German Jews, and Colin in the South Bronx, surrounded by Yiddish-speaking Jews. This is where he learned to speak the language. We both graduated from the City College of New York within a couple of years of each other. Colin Powell, who wrote of himself, "Mine is the story of a black kid of no early promise, who managed to become the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the U.S. Secretary of State." After his public service, Colin Powell founded America's Promise, a campaign to provide disenfranchised youth with mentors and safe places to gather. He said, "We have an obligation to provide for the next generation places where children can grow up in healthy communities." Also at the award ceremonies was a rabbi from Israel, Yitzhak Dovid Grossman, who was this year's International Caring Award recipient. In 1969, as a young 22-year-old rabbi, he arrived in Ha'emek, a northern Israeli town that had high unemployment, drug abuse, and crime rates. He chose to leave Jerusalem because he wanted to stop a new generation of kids from winding up in jail. Rabbi Yitzhak walked the streets of Ha'emek looking for children, wherever the abandoned gathered, in parks, prisons, discos, and he invited them home with him for Sabbath meals. And from that beginning, that handful, Rabbi Grossman founded a shelter giving love and care to 7,000 at-risk youth at Migdal Or. On its sprawling campus are hundreds of teachers and counselors. There's a daycare center, elementary school, library, computer center, and dormitories. I overheard General Powell and Rabbi Yitzhak speaking Yiddish in an animated conversation during the opening reception. The rabbi said to the general, "Why don't you come to speak to my children the next time you're in the neighborhood?" And the general responded that he would, Alavai, God willing. And when they said goodbye, they wished each other Geh Gesundheit, go in good health, the Yiddish equivalent of the Navajo farewell, may you walk in beauty, or the Lakota, may our eyes behold each other again. Two old men speaking Yiddish, reminding us what this season of peace on earth and goodwill toward man is all about. Take care of the children. From generation to generation, provide for them a safe, loving community, and we will build a world where human beings still take care of each other. This is the season. Have a happy, happy holiday. Peace on earth, goodwill toward man, Geh Gesundheit. I say this for all my relations. Take a look at some of the pictures, and there are some websites you might be interested in looking at as well. And for those of you who happen to be in the Phoenix area, I'm going to be speaking in mid-January to the Spirit of the Senses on the subject, Life is Not